Thank you so much for watching. See you on my next video. Well, I mean, the foundation of the word itself, ipsy, is derived from the Latin word having a sense of self, herself, himself, ourself. And that word was really the inspiration behind really the community that I've been a part of for so long, since 2007 when I uploaded my first YouTube video. And I had hundreds and hundreds of comments from women all over the world requesting for advice on specific needs, whether it's skin, hair, makeup, and so forth. And being only one person, I couldn't really answer all their questions. And so ipsy was really born from this need. And from there, you know, we originally, when we launched, you know, we were just a beauty subscription bag service. But now we've evolved so much more than that. And Marcelo, like, feel free to jump in. ipsy is now like a multifaceted beauty platform. I mean, we offer so much more than just beauty sampling. We reach to over 20 million women who want to learn about beauty and they want to be part of this amazing community. And we ship out over 1.5 million bags, and with every month we get over 1 million reviews, beauty reviews from all of these people who are very engaged, and they're so hungry to learn more about beauty and to really discover new products. And part of that conversation also leads with content. So when we were developing ipsy, we knew how important content was, because content is king. You know, you have so many platforms out there, but all those platforms, they need content that's very specific to that platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And so YouTube, we were very focused on it, because when you think about makeup and you want to learn about makeup, it's very, very visual. And I also, myself as a creator, I know that it's easier for me to learn using a visual method, but for someone who wants to learn more about makeup, like if 20 years ago, if a woman wanted to go and learn about how to do a smoky eye, she'd either have to go to a beauty counter and buy products, or go and pay for a beauty seminar. But today, I mean, it's free, and it's so accessible. A woman could learn how to do her makeup in her bedroom if she wanted to. And so this is what really ipsy was really about, is just having a more intimate dialogue and conversation and building this relationship with an audience that's very, very engaged in beauty.
And how does this parallel, you know, I know you well now, Michelle, and you know, even in the last 3 years or 4 years since we met, or is it 5 years now? It's crazy. But
5 years.
You've changed so much. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how your transition from being, you know, in Florida to coming to LA, and how you see your career evolving, and how that parallels a little bit what we're doing at ipsy.
And this was 5 years ago when I moved out to LA. 2010, and even during that time, a lot of people weren't really educated in what social media was. They called it new media, when today it's technically just media. That's what social media is, it's media. And they didn't know what an influencer was, and so there was a lot of education. And the reason why I decided to move out to LA was because I knew that all of the agencies were out here, all the brands, the production company. I mean, really, if you wanted to do something in the media or entertainment business, you go to LA. And so it made a lot of sense for me to come out here. And when I came out here, I was able to meet with Marcelo, and I told him, yo, like, I have this amazing YouTube channel, and I have millions of followers, and it's great, but I know this is not sustainable. I know it doesn't just stop at YouTube. There's so much more that I could do, and there's so much more that needs to be done. And I'd love to create a business, and I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be so much more than just a YouTuber. And Marcelo and I, we came up with the idea of ipsy, and 2011 we launched it, end of 2011. And please, Marcelo, interject if you want to tell them how many bags we sold out within.
Sure, yeah, we sold out. I think you put your video up, and we sold out in like 30 minutes. 7,500 bags, our first 7,500 subscribers.
And we were packing it at Marcelo's house. Like, it was a true startup.
And so you mentioned create, and what you do is a lot more than be in front of a camera. What do you think, you know, a lot of people in the audience, I think, want to figure out how to work with influencers. What is an influencer? What's the difference between an influencer, a celebrity, and maybe a creator, or what you consider yourself?
Well, we can start with the one that most people already know, celebrities. I mean, celebrities are very talented people who play characters or they perform and they're entertainers. And they really are in their own category, and they've been in that category for so long. But since really the birth of the internet and all these emerging platforms, when they emerge, like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and so forth, influencers started to really make a huge impact in the digital space, because now you have like two tiers of talent, or creators, if you want to call them that. You have the celebrities who are almost like the untouchables, almost like gods and goddesses. And then you have influencers who are almost like your best friend or big sister, big brother, someone that you know, someone that you want to have a relationship with, or you can talk to that person. And these are the people I truly believe are the ones who are really revolutionizing the media landscape. And it's all through the power of truly like empowerment. Like, a lot of these influencers are just naturally talented. They might have never have had a chance to make it in Hollywood, but with these platforms like YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat and Periscope and Meerkat and Vine, I mean, I can keep going on. You have these stars who are using this platform to build their following and to convey their message and vision. And it's such a powerful tool, but again, I want to say that it doesn't stop from there. There's so much more, and this is why I'm really excited to talk to you guys about really, like, at this point, is it just about social media, or can we start building businesses and bringing bringing more ideas and bringing them to life?
And so, between an influencer and a celebrity, I have a clear idea. How you've talked to me a lot about kind of the difference between a creator and an influencer, and how would you define that?
Well, celebrity. You mean influencer and a creator?
And a creator, yeah.
So an influencer today is almost like the models, like or the talents. They're the people who are very talented at what they do, whether it's looking good or being funny or making jokes, and the list goes on. And then you have the creators, who are very special. They have talent, but they also have that drive and ambition. They're just naturally motivated to work and to think and to come up with new ideas and to experiment. And these are the people I really believe you guys as brands should really approach, because they're the ones who are just constantly thinking about the next thing that they can upload, rather than just doing the same thing over and over again. And that's not I'm not trying to like say anything bad about that. I'm just saying there is a clear difference between a creator and an influencer. And the creators are the ones I truly believe are going to be the future leaders and entrepreneurs of tomorrow.
Great. I don't know do you guys have the video that we were going to play? I don't know if we can play it.
Yes, ipsy.
So maybe before we play it, well, let's just play it, actually.
So 8 years ago, I uploaded my first video using only a webcam and a simple editing program on my laptop. Fast forward to today, things have definitely changed. I want to introduce you to ipsy OS. This is not your normal studio. It was inspired by your hunger to create. Throughout the 8 years, I learned how to shoot, how to edit, how to light myself. Most importantly, I learned how to bring my imagination to life. Now, with all this knowledge and experience, I want to pass it on to you. It's not about the fancy cameras, the editing program, collaborating with others, having access to all these beauty events, but the main purpose of ipsy OS. So we want this to be a safe haven for you to do what you do best. Create. All the support a beauty creator would want when starting out now starts here. Guess what the best part is? No strings attached. You have 100% control of all the content you shoot here. We're not going to limit you to using certain brands. And it doesn't matter if you're only on YouTube, only on Instagram, Snapchat, Vine, I mean, what else is there out there? This is your creation. You should use whatever you want. We just want to be able to provide the tools and resources to bring your vision to life. As for me, my true talent is not what I can create in front of the camera, but it's what I can do behind the camera. I just want to help you get there. Lights, camera, creation. Welcome to ipsy OS. For more info on how to be a part of this, go to ipsyos.com. Good luck.
So when I mentioned that my true talent is what I do behind the camera. It's very true. Like I'm very shy. That's why my voice is really shaky. I'm very shy in talking in front of a lot of people. But if you put me behind a camera, if you pair me with an influencer or a creator, I can really make magic happen and I can help them. And this is really what I want to start. And this is why ipsy.os came to life. Was we wanted to create a platform, not operating system. Well, it is like an operating system, OS, but it really is an open studio where we have an open relationship with these beauty creators who can just come in and shoot pictures, videos, whatever content they want, collaborate with other creators, join in on our exclusive beauty events that we host every Thursday called Thirsty Thursday, where we get a specific brand to come in and to host a party with us where we get to drink, hence Thirsty Thursday. And it's very successful. I would like to say that one partner that we had who hosted Thirsty Thursday, the brand was ColourPop. They exclusively gave all of the beauty influencers that we had at Thirsty Thursday all of the new lip glosses that they were launching. And so all the influencers the next day were tweeting about it, swatching it, uploading videos about the swatches and taking pictures of it and sharing it on Instagram. And when ColourPop launched, within a day they sold out of all their lip glosses. And so like we really do see the power in cultivating this relationship with the creators and just being there with them and mentoring them and just helping them, no strings attached. Because oftentimes I hear so much from a lot of these creators who get frustrated because they need support and they need help, and they haven't found really like a haven for them to come in where they don't feel like they're competing with other creators, where they can actually collaborate and share ideas and really cross promote and pollinate. And that's why
it truly is free. We don't ask for any exclusivities. You know, we work with creators from all other multi-channel networks or all multi-channel networks, and we don't take a cut of anything. It's really a way to give back to this community, just like giving them the tools that Michelle would have wanted if she was really
when I started
starting,
out, yes.
Now, so having said that, we wanted to really keep it interactive, and then we might ask more questions. You know, I might ask more questions, but I'd love to take some of the questions to get an idea for what you guys are interested as well.
I'm sorry? I think within a week we had over 10,000 signups. And we're still going through the list. It's a lot of people. But the cool thing about ipsy.os is that if you're not in LA, you can still be part of ipsy.os. And besides providing all of the studio equipment and the resources and the people to help you bring the videos to life, we also create tools for the beauty creators. And so there's one that we created called Guru Giveaway, which is a tool that it's only exclusive for the ipsy.os members, and these beauty gurus can host giveaways very easily through this website, and we actually take care of the logistics, we take care of choosing the winners for them, and we ship it out. And we also source the products, so they literally don't have to think about anything. And in return, what they are able to do is really grow their numbers because of the program that we implemented into the website. So we started it out, like I think we launched it last month, and it's been very, very successful. And so these are the tools that we're also providing besides camera and production resources.
As a female entrepreneur who is building an digital entertainment platform for women, I think I know why you started Ipsy, Icon, but I'm really curious, after all your success from Ipsy, why did you start Icon? What was the need there?
Well, Ipsy is so beauty focused, and really that's really our market. We are laser-eyed focused on beauty, and that's a big category. You guys already know on YouTube, the beauty guru community is like sometimes I feel like it's half of what YouTube is, because it's such a big, massive world. And that's a market that we really thrive off of and we want to help cultivate. But that being said, there's so many other genres and points of view that I'm really interested in. That's why I decided to partner with Endemol Shine Group to launch Icon, which focuses primarily on lifestyle content. And that being said, lifestyle being a very broad topic, that gives us the ability to really work with other creators who focus on something that's very niche. So if there's one person in Australia that's really good at making the most beautiful macaroons, and she does, like, and I know her actually, I want to help her, Cuppy and Cake. She's one example of all of the creators and talents around the world that we really want to just help build their brand and really just get, bring up their awareness and just help them become micro entrepreneurs. I feel like this is actually going to help the economy. Like, we actually need to have more and more small businesses to really stimulate and reinvigorate the economy again. And so I feel like the best way is really just providing all these resources and tools so that we can just jumpstart. Because you can imagine what I did with one video that I shot with my webcam in 2007. I've built over $100 million revenue generating company just from this one video. Imagine with all of these other creators who have other stories and other point of views that they can share that can actually also help the world. And I feel like how it helps the world is it really helps share and exchange ideas to better improve the lives of whoever is watching the content.
So as far as creating content, how much of your content is generated through personal interest versus what's trending?
Both for me. Right now on my YouTube channel, just to be really transparent with you guys, I haven't taken a single sponsorship this year. Every video on my channel has just been pure experimentation, and also just being creative and creating content that thrives off of really my community and what they want to see from me. But it also gave me the ability to incubate ideas that if I see that it works, I then pass it along to my ipsy team, and we take those ideas and we put it in our system with all the other creators to really help grow their numbers and influence by generating like amazing content that lives on different platforms. So that's what I do on the side personally on my own channel. But beyond that, like I work really closely with the talents and creators. I teach them a lot on like how to edit, better ways to optimize different platforms. So if one creator is really, really good at improvising, and maybe he or she is really good at like talking and answering questions, I get them to go on live stream. I tell them you should download Meerkat or Periscope or get on YouNow and continue this conversation and just get them excited, because a lot of these creators, they end up working in a world that they're also living in at the same time. And so a lot of them, I don't know if you guys know, they get burnt out. A lot of creators and influencers get really burnt out because they have to post on so many different platforms. And so when you give them something where they can just play around with and just have fun, it actually gives them the ability to come up with better ideas for their channel. And so that's why for me, it's important for me to continue this mentorship where I can really help the next generation of creators.
We'll do this. So just playing off of that one, and I think I'll make you run around, Jay. That way, I think you're kind of like you feel like you need exercise. But they talked a little bit about craft, and I think sometimes it can get, we, and I include myself in it, we can get overly commercial in terms of thinking about something that's really a storytelling medium. What are you excited about in terms of storytelling and the craft, and where do you think you're pushing the boundaries?
Well, I think storytelling is always going to evolve with people, but what I'm most interested about are the different platforms that are going to help evolve these storytelling ideas. So like, for example, 360 content, I'm very interested in immersive content, virtual reality, just really like playing around with what's gonna happen in the next 20 years in media. And really a lot of it boils down to storytelling. And beyond that, storytelling in general connects everyone together. It connects people together. When you share stories, people relate to it. That's why I think social media is such a powerful platform, because it really is a platform for storytellers to share ideas and to talk, and just to know that someone else out there in the world probably agrees with you. And there's something very remarkable and familiar about that. And so I feel like we're really just at the beginning of what I call the digital revolution. And the last time we had something like that was the Industrial Revolution, and you saw how that really changed our economy for the better. And so now I feel with the digital revolution, instead of it being so focused on America, because that was the Industrial Revolution, the digital revolution is really going to change the global economy, I believe, because digital is so global. I mean, they call it the World Wide Web for a reason. And what I'm most excited about is just finding all these other creators and talents around the world who have something very, very unique to share.
So this applies to beauty and fashion, but it has bigger implications as well. For so many years, it's sort of been dictated from above by various companies and so forth, what the standards of beauty and fashion are. Do you really feel that on a global basis that it's becoming more democratic on having sort of an input from what people feel it should be and sharing those ideas? And could you kind of expound on that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's what the internet brings out of people, is for them to really express and share their unique ideas or beauty or whatever it is, like their vision. And that's why I really believe just the idea of what is considered a beautiful face today has changed dramatically, because now you can just go online and you can see so many faces that are different ethnicities and also, most importantly, just different ways of really expressing that beauty. And so just in general, fashion and beauty is evolving right now. I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, it's changing. Like, no, it's evolving right now. It's happening right now. I see it. Like, you see now the youth, the young generation, they are really embracing their imperfections. They know that they're uniquely special and beautiful. And just seeing their conversations and their comments when they're replying to me, and sometimes I'm also curious to see what my followers are posting. So I'll just spend a day going on some of my followers' Instagram account to see what they're posting, and it's incredible because the youth, they're becoming confident. They are very, very smart. They're very capable. And so if that's the case, then we need to start creating these platforms and these companies to really help nurture their talents and their ideas, because that in turn will help really generate more businesses. I mean, in this case, ipsy being one, but I'm just one person. So imagine, I'm not trying to say imagine more Michelle Phans, but that idea. Imagine more creators around the world who are very, very motivated to be an entrepreneur. Imagine the businesses that they're going to make, and how that's going to affect the world. So that being said, it's going to start with the fashion and beauty, I really believe. Like, that's going to change, and part of that change will happen because now, like, basically all these, how do I say this? Everyone has a phone, right? When I think about the first video I uploaded on my YouTube channel, it was a webcam. But now, like, you have 5-year-olds with iPods and smartphones, and they can pretty much make their own content. And so if that's the case, we're going to have more content, right? So that means we should really have a system that can help these creators produce the best content that's authentic, so that if one person who, let's say, they focus primarily on gaming, one day this person can produce their own game and create their own Nintendo, if that's possible. But I really believe we're almost there, and we're going to start seeing that.
I think that's a great question. And one of the things that we believe at ipsy is that the brands of the next 100 years will be a lot more niche brands, so that they're not going to be have a mass market approach through which they do product development, for example. So because millennials, they want a brand that they can really relate to, and you can't be everything to everybody. And so what we're seeing on our end are brands like ColourPop or Anastasia or NYX or many other brands that have a much more targeted approach, and those are proving to be a lot more successful, and also all the way down to kind of the retail level. You see this with NPD numbers and sales numbers. The brands that are really succeeding are the ones that have a focused approach and that are able to build a posse around their brand, and really have found a voice. So. Any other questions? Yeah.
Thank you. I know that this is probably a very complex system in terms of helping these creators grow their audiences and become better at what they do. But is there maybe one thing that you feel like you focus on? Is it cross-branding audiences? Is it sharing resources in terms of helping them? Does that make sense?
No, totally. I totally understood your question, and it's that and so much more. And it is very complex because every creator and every influencer is very special and different. They have a very unique approach with their content and their branding. Some creators I know are very specific with a certain angle they want the camera to point at because this is their best angle. And it's very important to know these things because they might not want to do live streaming if they're just walking around. So for me, like my approach is very holistic. When I mentor these creators, the first thing I ask them is, why are you doing this? You know, is it the passion? Is it the money? Because if it's the money, you might be in it for the wrong reason and you're going to get burned out really fast. But if you're truly passionate about this career path and you're also ready to fail if need it be, but if you're passionate about it, it's part of the process. It's part of that journey to success is to fail. And if you're willing to experiment and you're willing to really just put your 150% into this, then yeah, let's do it. And so what I usually do is I ask them why they want to do it. I look at their channel. I look at all of the stuff that they're posting. And then I ask them, like, where would they like to take their content from there? And from there, the conversation will change. For some of them, some of them will want to have their own brand. Others will just want to just continue doing this. They want to do this for the rest of their lives. They want to grow their following until they're like old and they die. Like they want to grow old and die with their followers. I mean, I think it's really remarkable that there are people out there that they want to be that best friend, from life to death. And I think that's very, very interesting. And so that's why it's so important for us to just, help them and mentor them and just guide them. And everything that I've learned, because, starting back in 2007, I was kind of like the guinea pig for social media. And a lot of brands, when I was, like, for example, Lancome, when Lancome was with me 5 years ago, they didn't know what an influencer was, but they just trusted in me. And so that's why, as a brand, if you guys just have to trust in that influencer that you're working with, because they'll know how to sell and showcase or share whatever it is that you want them to share, talk about. They know how to do it in the most authentic way where the audience will be curious to know more about whatever it is they're talking about. So I hope that answered your question. Sometimes I feel like I kind of go off, but I try my best to come back around full circle.